rival almost bacon and eggs at the Wave. Hey everybody, Pete Werner here with this week's Disney Dining Show, coming to you from STK at Disney Springs, one of my favorite restaurants. And today we'll be joined by Drake Shadwell, Cory and his lovely wife Haley. This is one of my favorite places to eat here, in particular because we have this outdoor dining area. Right now, I just feel more comfortable eating outdoors. I'm starting to eat indoors more, but right now this is good. So really looking forward to this meal. Like I said, eating here a lot, always had a good experience. Crossing my fingers, hoping tonight is no exception. And of course, a reminder, this video, along with all the content we produce, brought to you by dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. If you like our content, you like us doing these reviews, taking you around Disney World, taking you around, having these experiences, show us your support, book your next trip with Dreams Unlimited Travel. Okay, so for my appetizer, I got the maple and bourbon Muskies bacon. This is with a bed of apple cabbage slaw and pickled mustard seeds. This is $23. And I'm going to be honest with you. We have a contender in the pork belly arena to rival almost bacon and eggs at the Wave. I still say bacon and eggs at the Wave are the best. This was an incredible dish. I am not a coleslaw guy, but this apple slaw, I don't know. The getting a bite of this pork belly with that apple slaw just was a great flavor profile. It was fantastic. And I'm sorry if it's loud. Some family they mistook this for friggin' romper room. And they had these kids are running wild around here. And I really just want to take video of them and put it on the internet so everybody knows that's those people. For my entree, I ordered the dry aged porterhouse, 28-ounce porterhouse, $110. And I chose the porterhouse, A, because I'm a pig, but B, because it is like one of the toughest steaks to cook because of the size of it and to get it all one temperature. So I ordered my medium, and I've got to be honest, I was disappointed. I didn't feel that this was, first of all, I didn't find it to be as high a quality cut of steak as I would have expected. Also, it just doesn't seem like they seasoned it or something by itself without any salt or pepper, or I got a Béarnaise sauce and a red wine reduction sauce. Without that, this steak had no flavor. It had no flavor. And the $110 for a porterhouse, yeah, you don't get to do that. So unfortunately, that was a disappointment. We did order a series of sides for the tables. We got Parmesan truffle fries, sweet corn pudding, the Brussels sprouts, which are done in a bacon and cider glaze. And those were all $16 each. And as Fiasco pointed out, if you look, we also got the trio of mac and cheese. It's a traditional mac and cheese, a bacon mac and cheese, and a lobster mac and cheese. That is $39. But I will tell you, the Brussels sprouts were phenomenal. It's like Brussels sprout candy. I mean, or bacon candy wrapped on Brussels sprouts. It was really good. Mac and cheese was very good. The sides were very, very good. The corn pudding was phenomenal. So really good job, really well done with the sides. And I've eaten here before. It's my first time getting the porterhouse. I normally get the New York strip, and it's always fantastic. So I would absolutely come back here, but I would not get that porterhouse again. I would stick to the New York strip or filet.
Hey, this is Drake. I joined everyone for this dining review, and I started off with.
Up on the street.
Yeah, it's true. As they were coming in, they just saw me.
Guy.
Please, sir, may I have some more? Now, and this is a place I would ask for more, unlike at the orphanage, because I started off with the little burgers, so the sliders that are Wagyu beef, and they were amazing with a little bit of sauce they splashed on there. Those are going to run you $21, and they're small, and anyone that caught the last dining review knows I can really put away food, but the rest of the meal came in. Like, I'm slowing down. I won't say I'm done, because I never really am, but I'm slowing down for sure. You can get enough food, but the sliders were really well cooked, a good size, and the sauce really made them pop. And then you get the other appetizers that we had, and I could have filled up on those. They had so much flavor. They really popped. And it's kind of disappointing that we came to a steakhouse, and the least phenomenal thing I had of the whole night was the Delmonico steak. I had the dry-aged Delmonico for $78, and it was a good steak. It was well cooked in the center. I asked for it medium rare, and I put some salt on it and put some pepper on it, and that helped, but Pete had it right on the money that it just really wasn't seasoned very well or at all. And I had a red reduction sauce, which was very sweet, and I don't know, me personally, I wouldn't choose the reduction again. I would rather go with a savory sauce over a sweet sauce. It was good, just not for my taste. But besides the sauce, once again, it didn't have a lot of flavor. And I'm hoping the desserts will make me swing back in the full force, because I was head over heels for the appetizers. And then the one last kind of disappointing thing were these truffle fries. It is like they heated up frozen fries, covered them in truffle oil, and thought no one was gonna notice. Like, oh, we paid $16 for you to open up a bag of frozen fries and then put a bunch of butter on them and be like, oh, no, you bite into it, and the moment you get through the skin, it's like, these are cheap fries. You're a really nice steakhouse. Cut up the potatoes. Do it real. It's not really that hard. They have machines that you can just squish it and boom, you have really good fries. So I love fries. I really do. And so I was kind of disappointed in those. But the corn pudding on point, mac and cheese made me literally gasp. It was so full of flavor. I loved it. Final thoughts? Very expensive for the main course to be lackluster.
All right, so I got, to start off with an appetizer, I got my own appetizer. I got the burrata, and it's something I normally wouldn't order, but I really wanted to try it. So it was like a mozzarella, and it was on top of a bed of arugula, and we had some marinated beetroots going on in there, some pickled onions, basil oil, and it says crunchy sourdough, but it was like croutons, and it was a sourdough bread. But it was so delicious. And that was $23. I do gotta say, I think it's a little pricey for what it is, but it was delicious. It's perfect for a light option. Okay, and for my entree, I got the braised beef short rib, and this is my second time getting this dish because it is just that incredible. You can pull it right off of your fork. You get a little bit of that red wine glaze, that mashed potatoes, and it came with a roasted red pepper relish. So that added a little bit of a crunch. I love that the red wine glaze was not too overpowering, so you really get to taste everything, and each bite just complemented each other really, really well. So I also tried the macaroni and cheese trio. I skipped over the lobster, so I tried the bacon one and then the traditional one, and it was creamy, fluffy, delicious. Took a little bit of everything and had a bite, and I was just like...
All right, so for my appetizer, I got the crispy calamari. That was 23 bucks. It came with basil, cestino peppers, roasted garlic, lime, aioli, and Asian chili sauce. And it was definitely crispy calamari. It was super, super crispy. And that Asian chili sauce, oh my goodness, it's so good. It's sweet, it's got a nice little kick to it, but again, I explain it this way a lot. It was a very mild to medium kick. Anybody can really get behind it. If you like calamari, this is something that I would highly recommend. Now, for my entree, I've been to STK a number of times, and every time I come here, I always get steak because, you know, it's STK, as you do. Last time I came here, though, I got, where is it? The miso glazed Chilean sea bass. That was $51. Now that's going to be with sauteed bok choy, ginger, crispy shallots, and Thai basil. This fish is so insanely good. The miso glaze, it's like candy. And that might not sound like something that may belong with a fish dish, but it does. On the level of fishy tastiness, it's basically chicken of the sea. I don't know if bass is supposed to be chicken of the sea, but here at STK, this bass is. Tastes like chicken. And it's really flaky, like I like my fish to be. It is just delicious. I have gotten the porterhouse here before that Pete did just review, and I really liked it a lot. I thought it was great, but it was a long time ago that I ordered that. It was a long time ago. I think it's a huge credit to STK that they can do their, at their steakhouse, but they do fish so well. They really do fish so well. I got 2 seafood options. Both were fantastic. However, for me personally, where the wheels just fly off the wagon at ridiculous speeds, is some of the pricing. One thing, and Pete will tell you this, and he'll bust my chops about it all the time, one thing that bothers me to no end is when things are not priced appropriately. Looking at this menu, you don't try to argue with me that this menu is priced appropriately. When asparagus is $16, every side, no matter what you get. You could get the mac and cheese or you could get the asparagus and it's both $16. That makes no sense. Now, granted, the mac and cheese dish that we got, which I obviously didn't try, why would I try that, was all 3 things. That was $39, which still is that's crazy to me. It's $40 for mac and cheese. There's a lot of it, but that's crazy. But the thing that bothers me the most by far is that it's just, okay, here are all our sides. They're all $16. There's no way. You're not going to tell me that asparagus should cost the same as, I don't know. Actually, I don't know why any of these sides are $16. Now that I'm looking deeper into it, I don't know why any of them are. The Brussels sprouts, every time I come here, the server didn't do it this time, but usually they'll try to say, even if you don't like Brussels sprouts, these Brussels sprouts are going to change your entire mindset on them. I don't like Brussels sprouts. These Brussels sprouts didn't make me like Brussels sprouts, but they did have a good flavor. I still don't like, it's a texture thing, I still don't like Brussels sprouts. This didn't change anything there. With all that being said, my appetizer and my entree were both slam dunks. So good. Personally though, a lot of the prices is just what I can't get over.
All right, so we went ahead and we ordered all the desserts. This includes a bag of donuts with cinnamon sugar, dulce de leche, raspberry and chocolate dips individually, a dulce de leche, a raspberry dip, a chocolate dip. You get the idea, right? You're watching the video, you see. Chocolate cake, cheesecake, an apple pie, and a warm chocolate chip cookie. And I believe we all tried everything. And I gotta tell you, the apple pie, it was like a deconstructed apple pie. It was absolutely out of this world. These were all $12 each, by the way. The apples were so tart. The flavor was so unbelievable. That was my number 1. My number 2 was close. The chocolate cake. Moist, rich, delicious. absolutely fantastic. The warm chocolate chip cookie, I would rate number 3. Although Fiasco was like wetting himself over this thing, it was good. It was good, but number 4, the cheesecake. I thought there was nothing really spectacular about the cheesecake. It was a cheesecake. Number 5, the bag of donuts. I didn't care for those dips. They aren't very inspired. Not when they're put up against that chocolate cake, that apple pie. They suffer by comparison. I've had these before by themselves. Like, didn't order like all the desserts like a pig. I'm like, oh, this is really good. But when they're on the table next to all this other stuff, they just don't stand up. They really need to up their game with these sauces, do something a little more inventive. When you're putting out other desserts like this, something like that is going to stand out. But overall, this apple pie, oh, incredible. Again, this is another dish here. I say go out of your way to try this.
All right, so like it was mentioned, we got all the desserts, which is something that you're probably familiar in hearing and you're going to hear often going forward. And like the sides, they're all one price. All $12 in this case. And unlike the sides, I would say every single one of these desserts are worth those $12 with the exception of the bag of donuts. They were fine. They were good, but like Pete mentioned, in comparison to all the other things that are here that we tried, they don't hold up the same way. The chocolate cake, like everybody's mentioned, is just delicious. So chocolatey, so rich, and I feel like that's been a table favorite, but like also Pete mentioned, it was not my number 1. My number 1 was that chocolate chip cookie, that warm chocolate chip cookie in the skillet with the vanilla ice cream, the cold vanilla ice cream. Oh my God, that was just insane. I mean, that's what I would get every time. Every time I was here. I feel like, I don't think most of the clothing stores are open right now, but after this meal, I feel like I should stop by one of the clothing stores if they're open and get a new pair of pants, because I have definitely gone up in a size after this. But it was worth it. It was really good. The desserts were great. And again, chocolate chip cookie, that's number 1.
All right, so I tried everything besides the donuts, and my favorite thing was hands down 100% the chocolate cake. It was so delicious. It was so rich. It's very heavy, so keep that in mind. You definitely could share with the whole table. And also, what I really enjoyed was the warm chocolate chip cookie as well. That was bursting with so much flavor. It was a little too sweet for my liking, but a couple bites and I'm satisfied. It's delicious, and I'm also extremely full. I had a lot of food tonight, so I tried to keep that in mind. But also the apple pie was outstanding. It was delicious and it crumbled. But yeah, overall, the desserts were fantastic. But get that chocolate cake. It's so good.
Okay, so I also want to give a shout out tonight to our server, Emily. She was wonderful on top of everything. We placed an order for our desserts. And we were talking and laughing and having fun. I wasn't particularly mindful of the fact that, it had been a little while since we placed the order, but it wasn't like ridiculous. Manager comes out, apologizes for the delay, takes the desserts off the menu, off the check for us. I'm like, you're more upset about this than I am. So I really thought that service was great. She was a wonderful server. Total bill with my Tables in Wonderland discount was $599.66. There were 5 of us here eating, and as you can see, we ate a lot of food. I gotta be honest, I was surprised. I was surprised by that price. I thought it was gonna be more. Now, of course, Tables in Wonderland automatically includes an 18% gratuity, which is built into that $5.99. But I went ahead and I left Emily an additional $80 because she was just wonderful. She was just wonderful. Always take care of your servers. Hardest working people you're ever going to come across are your servers. Always take care of them. And so in wrapping up, STK was, even though I was a little disappointed with my porterhouse, everything else was so good, it almost doesn't matter. Because I know, like, the next time I come back, I'll just stick with the New York strip or filet. But I will absolutely come back. This is a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. A lot of the restaurants in Disney Springs can be a little adventurous, especially if you're not you're not somebody with an adventurous palate, this is a place you can come to get some great comfort food done really well. And yes, you know, you should expect to pay between $75 and $100 a person for dinner, but you're going to get a real experience. You're going to get food that's really, really well prepared. And oh look, there she is. There's the lady I was just talking about. Good. Hi, it's Emily. Really just, and you're sitting out here. You got the energy of Disney Springs going on around you. It's just a lovely place to come. So that is going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time.